This is indeed a J. Purple production.
What it does, Internet. My name is Joseph Ferguson. This is Cool Story Fergs. If you don't know what we do over here, don't worry. This is where I talk about all the important things that happened during this week. And if you can tell, I am in a new location. This is a study room because sometimes I like to study, but that's besides the point. Let's talk about news, people. I want to start off this week's show with some awesome, and in order to do that, I gotta talk about 12-year-old Madison Cremery. Now, this video's been bubbling on the internet. This was released in like October, and I'm just getting to it. I don't know, blah blah blah. Joseph, you're late. Whatever. It's awesome, and I'm talking about her now. Now, Madison is 12, and I know back when I was 12, the only thing I was concerned about were Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Gushers, because Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Gushers were like my world back then. But Madison has a problem. She has a problem with current voter registration laws in North Carolina. Back in the day when you were 16 and you went to go get your driver's license, you can set it so you automatically were registered to vote when you turned 18. But current North Carolina law says, you can't do that. And the law is tailored in such a way where it conflicts with school schedules and just disenfranchises young voters on the whole. But if you think I'm explaining it in a bad way, feel free to click that link in the description to Madison's full video. She's an awesome public speaker. I can't wait till she gets old enough to run for something so I can cast my vote. Please, Madison, please be the president when you're older, because right now, you sound more qualified than 90% of the people in office right now.
We have leaders here in our state who have shown that not only do they want to reduce the amount of participation by young people in our government, they also want to dismiss and belittle our voices.
All right, since we talked about something so smart, I think we have to shift the paradigm and just keep balance in the universe and talk about something just so stupid, just so stupid. I don't understand it. Man nailed his genitalia, penis, testicles, the whole shebang. He nailed that. The cold cobblestone ground in the Red Square in Russia. He did this on Police Day, and I know what you're thinking, Joseph. Why would he do such a thing? Well, obviously, according to him, it's a metaphor for apathy, political indifference, and the fatalism of modern Russian society. Because when you see someone's dick nailed to cobblestone and you're walking by, the first thing you think is apathy or political indifference or maybe fatalism in this society. Yes, that's what it is. No, you're crazy. The day I think balls nailed to cobblestone is art, just, oh my god. That's the day Rick Ross cuts his beard and Lost becomes a good show. Lost was a good show for the first 2 seasons, whatever. Alright, moving on. And awesome, this gives me hope. This is a wonderful, beautiful thing. YouTube news. YouTube, a juggernaut, funny man. If you don't know who Shane Dawson is, yeah, you do. Don't lie to yourself. Shane Dawson, that dude sold a comedy to NBC, and that is a wonderful, wonderful thing. Apparently, the comedy will be shot single camera style, kind of like The Office, no laugh track, rather than a multi-camera laugh track show like The Big Bang Theory. But the show's going to be semi-autobiographical, kind of like how 8 Mile was semi-autobiographical for Eminem. The show will chronicle a Jenny Craig employee as he goes through the rigmarole of being a Jenny Craig employee. I have faith in Shane Dawson. Shane Dawson used to be one of my favorite YouTubers, but then he ran the Shaniqua thing into the ground. So hopefully this new fresh idea will help. Obviously, since this is a TV show, projects get green lit, yellow lit, and green lit, and red lit, and we in the red light district. Sorry, ludicrous reference. But they get planned all the time, and sometimes they just stop in the middle of production. So fingers crossed that this project actually comes to fruition. But it's just a beautiful thing seeing TV execs actually take this YouTube medium seriously, and it gives me hope that one day I can do great things. Until then, we're going to move on to hip-hop news. And hip-hop was acting just like children this week. I know Trinidad James said some shit and Mano said some shit back, but I don't really care about Trinidad James, and Mano's cool, but he's like to me, so we're not going to talk about that. But something super awesome that did happen this week is Drake dropped his worst behavior video. His dad is in it. His dad is in like a weird pink suit. The video's like 7 minutes long. Drake has really long videos for whatever reason. I know the Hold On You Going Home video was like 10 minutes, and that's just because Drake wanted to shoot a gun for once, but that's neither here nor there. The Worst Behavior is one of my favorite records from Nothing Was the Same, so it's cool to see this get a video. You can just jam out to it. the first part of the video really isn't what I expected, but after that it gets into the, okay, Drake, I see what you're doing here. So link in the description if you want to view that. And kind of nerdy news, just because I'm a slight Android fanboy and I like to talk shit. Android currently has 80% of the smartphone market. So if you're talking to somebody and they're like, everyone has an iPhone, you can look at them and say, actually, only about 13% of people with smartphones have an iPhone. So, yeah, go Android. Now, a quickie news, Archer's coming back January 13th on FX, so watch that shit. Now, the last thing I want to talk about this week are atheist megachurches. Joseph, what's an atheist megachurch? That sounds contradictory. Don't worry, I'll walk you through it. Sit down and let Joseph explain it to you. Now, a megachurch is a term used to describe any church that has over 2,000 members in weekly attendance. So what do atheists have to do with it, Joseph? Well, recently, all over the U.S. and the world, these atheist mega churches have been popping up. They don't get together to bash religion or just say bad things about people who believe in a higher power or a deity. They're just getting together with like-minded people to jam out and have a good time and have interesting speakers. One of the founders, Sandra Jones, even said, "There's so much I loved about it, but it's a shame because at the heart of it, it's something I don't believe in." If you think about a church, there's very little that's bad with it. It's singing awesome songs, hearing interesting talks, thinking about improving yourself and helping other people. What part of that is not to like? And you know what, Sandra? I have to agree with you. I don't see any harm in this. I really don't see any harm in this. They're not hurting anyone. They're not doing anything bad. They're just getting together with a bunch of like-minded individuals and having a fun, awesome time. The only gripe that I have with this is calling it a church, but I guess you have to call it a church if you want the tax breaks, and if you don't, this venture can get very, very expensive. So I don't have a problem with it, but let me know in the comment section down below. Do you have a problem with atheist churches? Why or why not? I'm really interested to hear other people's perspective on this one. But that's all the news I really have for you this week. Check that description box to see all the stories I talked about this week. Some I didn't even get to this week because this video was so cram-packed, full of awesome amazingness. Press that subscribe button if you haven't already. Press the like button if you liked it. Favorite if you really liked it. But as always, my name is Joseph Ferguson. This has been Cool Story Bergs, and I will see you guys next week. Peace.